Hello and welcome to this build of the POLISTIL Jaguar, and it's to cheer the governor up, Mr. Martin Durs, after Kevin the Banger Racer demolishes all them Jags. We're having one that's being restored, and joking apart, thank you to Banger Racing Kevin, because he provided some of the parts I needed to restore it. Mainly the rear bumper. But there we go. I still don't have windscreen wipers. I think I got one off Kev, but that got broke. So I'm happy enough with it without windscreen wipers. It still looks decent. It's a bigger scale than I normally do, and it was fairly battered and bereft of paint, etc. It wasn't a nice example, as can be seen, and well, what can you say, what can you do? We can get it stripped and make a start. Here we are, stripping the screws out. It'll be good to watch this because I can't remember how many were in. Apparently it was just the 3. I lost the screws, but luckily I had some spare M3 screws, so I used them at the end to nail it back together. And here we are taking off parts. Like the headlamps are coming out there. And took off the grill, and there we go, basic shell left. And here we're stripping the tyres off. They're an odd tyre, they only have sort of one side to them, a ridge one side, difficult to explain, but they're not evenly made, if you get what I'm saying. They like, the inner is like an L shape, so there's no lip to keep them on the inside. And here we're in the caustic bath of doom, stripping the paint, which would prove a bit of a palaver later on. This car's been on my bench for over a year now. It's just been a right royal pain in every sense of the word, which I've finished it now. It's not a perfect build, I've done better, but it's nice enough, it's passable. And there I'm dipping parts in to strip the chrome in the caustic. Just give them a quick dip. I'm wiping off the body here, drying it off. And you can see where the paints had flaked and everything, where the body's a bit oxidised. Which made it a bit of a nightmare painting. Well, not that, I got paint reactions, trying to do it the colour I wanted. The first lot I mixed, I had a paint reaction with a lacquer, so I bought a proper automotive paint off eBay in the colour I wanted, and that were a nightmare. It didn't work proper, the tin, so I just ended up binning that. It's been painted and stripped about 3 times before I decided on another course of action. And here I'm polishing up chrome areas that have been chrome on the real car, for reasons we'll see later. That bit I didn't bother scraping them out. You'll see later I actually painted them in Molotov. Or Molotov, however you want to say it. And here I'm primering. Give it some white primer. This was the first time painting. And it was looking good. It was going good. And here I've lined all my bits up on a hammer handle, just to use as a spraying holder. I'm spraying them gloss black first, and then I sprayed them chrome. Anyway, this is me. I'm putting lacquer on it here. It's actually a British Leyland colour fern that Jags were in, and not long after, stripping it off again. So I stripped the first attempt off. That was the one I mixed myself. For some reason, never had it before on the types of paint I was using, but the automotive lacquer reacted. So it's stripped. And here we are, bubbling away. Bubble bubble, toilet trouble. And I love just watching the bubbles popping. It's transcendental, man. And watch a few more bubbles popping for a bit. And here's my second attempt. The lacquer's going on over the proper automotive spray. And that, I forget what happened with that now, but I weren't happy with that either. I think that one may have reacted. So, it ended up red. I used another automotive paint I had and lacquered over the top. I'd have preferred it fern, but the red works. It looks quite pretty. And here I'm just using the Molotov pen to chrome up the headlamp bowls. And here I'm gluing and pushing in the plastic parts for the headlamps, the clear plastic and the grill. The hoo didn't quite do it, so I super glued it eventually. Or as Martin would say, seeing it's a Martin thing, super duper it. And here we are doing bits of painting, I think I'm doing here. But look at the shape of the car, they were beautiful. And what I'm doing here, I'm using Microsoft's Crystal Clear to make a tail light lens. And here I'm using a black wash to bring out the detail on the wheel, whilst leaving the hubcap the chrome. There we go. And here I'm using silicone polish, automotive silicone polish, to scrub up the tyres. And here the tyres are going back on. going back onto the rims, and we're putting the car back together. And still have a couple of touch-ups left. There the grill had come off, so I super glued it back on. And here I'm using Tamiya orange and Tamiya red. The orange is for the indicators. And next up we'll use the red. For the brake lights and tail lights. And then we'll give it some black for the number plates. By the time this car was on the market, legally it should have had the white and yellow plates, but a lot of people put the black and silver on. They look a lot nicer on Jags. They're a more classy plate than the yellow and white. And here we're putting on some Molitor on the aerial. Make it look a lot tidier. And I've already painted the badge. No. Yeah, I'd already painted the badge black. There, I'm putting the Jaguar's head on with a little bit of Molitor, and as a reminder, we're on the magic roundabout, and this is what we started with. A beat up and battered POLISTIL large scale Jaguar, and this is where we finished. Looking a lot tidier. Not green, but a lot tidier. Who wants a green car anyway? But she's looking a lot tidier. Those lines were beautiful. I love that design. The only thing missing is the windscreen wipers, but I can live with that. I may salvage some of something else. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and a happy 2025. And tatty pie, everyone. Tatty pie.